All right, right now we are back with Christopher Cook with Alliance Insurance Services. We're talking about all things insurance. And so what I want to do is bring up those main 3 points that we have been talking about when it comes to insurance rates here in North Carolina. And the first is that insurance rates are going to go up across the board, 7.9% starting June 1st for all homeowners policies. Number 2, we talked about how the increase in supply chain issues and things of that nature means that your rebuild cost is going up. And number 3, this is what we're going to talk about right now. You may have trouble finding coverage from another company. All right, so Christopher, a lot of times when these rate increases come up and things of that nature, people go, you know what, I kind of want to shop around. And so if they're thinking to themselves, hey, I want to shop around, what's that mean?
Yeah, so every year your insurance company, sort of behind the scenes, goes through an underwriting process. And as the renewals come up, that may or may not be as stringent as possible. But when you go to a new company, they are going to make sure they put your property and you as an insured through an underwriting process to make sure your property is insurable. And from time to time, there's things that folks forget that the insurance company may or may not like. Some of those things are obvious. If you have damage to your property or it's, it looks dangerous, there's things such as trampolines or swimming pools that aren't fenced or various things like that could cause you to be uninsurable. There's other things that some of us don't think about. Some insurance companies in our state will only write a new policy for a home that's had its roof replaced in the last 15 years. And many of your viewers will be like, Tanya, I bought a 30-year roof. I'm not going to put on a new roof every 15 years. I paid for a 30-year shingle. So there's some things like that. You want to make sure your home is insurable for that new company before you start looking around to find new rates, because it'll be effort for naught.
Insurable. Now, this person's asking, does insurance have any rules that we have to obey to keep getting coverage? And this makes me think about like trees or that kind of stuff, about not maintaining them or that kind of thing. So are there rules that people have to obey?
It's really all sort of the same conversation that we just had. Your underwriter gets to make an underwriting decision to whether they want to offer you a policy or not. So those rules, if you will, or your home needs to be well maintained. You've got to be doing things to avoid potential claims and incidents in your home. And there are, I mentioned roofs. If your roof hasn't been replaced in the last 30 years, then your insurance company probably would say, thanks, but no thanks. We're not going to continue insuring your home if the property's not been maintained. So there are rules per se. They're not laws, but there are rules that the insurance companies have.
And so speaking of the roof, I think a lot of folks think of, oh, well, my insurance will pay for me to get a new roof. But that's only if there's damage to your roof, correct?
Covered damage done by a covered, jargon word, covered peril. That is correct. Just your insurance policy is not a maintenance contract. So you bought a 30-year roof, it's going to last 30 years. In 30 years, you're going to have to replace the roof. That's not your insurance company's job. No more than your auto insurance company replaces your tires for you, your homeowner's insurance company is not going to replace your roof unless it was damaged typically by wind or hail are the things that damage roofs most often.
So I have a couple questions when it comes to these rate increases. This person's asking, if you've already paid your yearly premium, are you going to get another bill?
No, it will not happen on your policy until your renewal date that comes after June 1st.
So the renewal date after June 1st. So if you've already paid up for the year and your renewal date is not until January of next year, you're not going to get that rate increase until January of next year. Okay.
That's correct.
All right. And then this person's asking, will the rate increase impact my tax returns? This is just an increase on your premiums, correct? Not on your property. It's not going to say that your property is worth more.
Correct. Yeah, your property tax rate is set by the county tax administrative office, so that's a separate issue. And I'm not a CPA or a tax preparer, but you may be asking, can I deduct my homeowner's insurance premiums? And if my premiums go up, will I be able to deduct more? And I'm going to deflect that to your tax preparer.
Okay, this is an important one. Will the rates go back down when inflation does, or am I stuck with these rates?
Sometimes around the office, I'll say milk, eggs, bread, cheese, gasoline, insurance, they all seem to go up. They probably will stay up, quite honestly, but insurance costs came down. Your auto insurance costs came down in 2020 when the pandemic started. because we were all driving less, and insurance companies noticed that and recognized that and decreased premiums. So, theoretically, your homeowner's insurance premiums would come down if material costs and labor costs came down. I do not foresee labor costs coming back down, but if they were to, yes, your premiums would go down as well.
So this person's asking, will all insurance plans go up or just specifically auto and homeowners? I'm wondering if they're thinking that like health premiums are going to go up too.
Yeah, I actually don't see a potential rate or large rate increase in the health insurance marketplace. Life insurance premiums actually probably will not be affected, but property insurance premiums, specifically homeowners, commercial properties, and automobile premiums, we most likely will continue to see increases for the next couple of years.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to continue to take your text questions. The number right there at the bottom of your screen, 336-379-5775. We've got one more segment coming up after this break.